Sorry, not sorry. My name is Kimberly Weimer. I am your over 50 makeup teacher, and my family is watching football. And this might be the unpopular opinion, but it's not my favorite thing to watch. If I do watch football, it is definitely college football. So while the Penn State-Ohio State game is on, and I'll listen in the background, I'm going to just jump on here to be able to talk to you guys about some key things when it comes to doing your makeup for over 50 skin, okay, mature skin. They say, that you can have mature skin at the age of 35. When you get to be 55 like me, oh, those were the days when I had mature skin at 35. This is a whole new world right now. So just so you know where I stand, and this is me, there are no judgments, you do you. I have chosen to just age without Botox or fillers or things like that. So this is just my natural face. What I currently have on my skin right now, well, this is my skincare and mascara. Okay, I went to breakfast this morning with my grown child who is in for a few days, which I love. When my grown children come back to hang out, but she's watching football too. And actually she's baking some bread for me. That's so cool. So what we're going to talk about today are just a few key things. This is not going to be a full makeup tutorial. These are going to be things, and say hi, let me know where you're watching from. These are going to be just a few key game changers that I think you might want to consider when you are trying to rework your makeup, as you travel through the years, through the seasons. Yeah, because once you pass 50, once you pass 60, each one of those is a new season, right? And our skin is looking differently, doing different things, feeling a different way. It might even be better, because in my case, my skin is actually better now than it was 10 years ago. Okay, here's what my skin was like 10 years ago. Dry and dehydrated, flaky, dull. That's 10 years ago. Okay, so I would have been 45 then. And here is what it is now. It's more supple. It is more hydrated. It actually has more color without me doing anything. And that's because there's a few things that I put in place that are allowing the blood flow to come to my face. All right. First and foremost is skincare routine. But I also gua sha. So if you guys have never experienced or seen anything about gua sha, I highly recommend that you just go to YouTube and look for some videos. But gua sha uses a gua sha stone. I don't have mine here. And it ends up helping lymphatic drainage and the swelling the inflammation that we get in our face. Sometimes we wake up and your face is just fuller, right? There's a reason for that. Some of which is what we eat or the lack of water, in our skin, in our system. So gua sha helps to be able to increase blood flow. The other things that I have found is really helpful is having a really good skincare routine. But I do not use actives, okay? I use Korean skincare, and there's a big difference between Western skincare and Asian skincare in the fact that they believe in healing and nourishing the skin. I'm getting a little bit more crunchy, and that term has so many definitions, but I'm getting more, I care a whole lot more than what I did, because knowledge is power about what I put in my body and on my skin. And also, since cresting over menopause, I'm in menopause right now, I have found that the things that I used to eat and drink are not serving me, okay? And nor are they serving my skin or my gut. So that's why I've made some other changes. So gua sha is a really great practice for the skin, Korean skincare. And any of these things, if you comment the word live, I'll just send you a link for the things that I currently am using that are kind of like my favorite things. All right, so I'm going to first jump into, we're going to pretend, all right, Kim already did her skincare. And now she's sitting down here at her mirror. What is she going to do first? And what are some things that she's going to focus on, even outside of just the general makeup routine? Okay, first and foremost is I want to make sure that my skin is hydrated. And so this little balm stick, I like to hydrate in the areas that are going to have movement. What are those areas? Well, look when I smile. What moves? Okay, this area moves, right? That's why we have nasolabial folds. That's why I have wrinkles there. It's why my face moves, because I smile, and I like to smile. That I have these dimples right here, and they're getting longer, right? They used to be just kind of little dimples. Now they're getting longer. Why? Because I'm losing the elasticity in my skin, all right? I do take a collagen supplement as well, so you might want to consider that. I know there's all different types of things out there about collagen and absorption and how it's absorbed in the skin. I use a type 1 collagen. Okay, so that's a marine collagen. And that one is more for joints, skin. It can help hair and nails, okay, for sure. But type 1 is a really good type of collagen for, other areas. It does not aggravate. Are you talking about the skincare? Does it aggravate rosacea? Absolutely not. Okay, so when you are healing your skin barrier, because most of us have a compromised skin barrier, rosacea is actually a sign of that. Okay, it can also be a sign of maybe gut health is off, but it also can be a sign of a compromised skin barrier. So just keep that if you have an over excess of redness in any particular area. So just research Korean skincare. The Korean skincare that I use, though, has some 2 key ingredients that are in no other skincare. Has a Jeju Energy lava water. It's strictly a patent that Rimmon, the company that of the skincare that I absolutely love. And then also it has the giant Byung Pul. What is the actual make of the cologne that I use? It is called Pure Love Essences. I can share it too. Hey guys, listen. They're watching football and I'm bored, so I'm talking makeup. So if you want to hang in there with me, we will do that. I can send you 2 different types of collagen that I have used in the past. I do have a shellfish allergy, so I'm really conscientious about marine collagen for that reason, but it is really good. So if you don't have a shellfish allergy, type 1 marine and bovine collagen is good collagen to use. All right, but make sure of what else is in it. This is a hydrating stick. It has sea berry water in it, so it has good ingredients. I hydrate in the areas that move, okay? Here, that's why I have, wrinkles there. Here, they move. Here, they move. This area moves, and then I can also use this as a chapstick. I have one of these babies. These are like $25, and they last for a very long time. I have them by my bed. It's a Viaton multi-balm stick, and it's really fabulous. All right, so what's the next thing? These are kind of like key products that I have found recently that I really, really like. And also just to talk to you a little bit about things that I focus on. So one other thing that has changed over the course of the last, let's just go back 10 years since I've been 45, is my skin tone. Now, my skin tone has improved since I started Rimmon, and also since Gua Sha, and also since I've been a little bit more health cautious. However, I still have uneven skin tone. I would like to see how many of us have a perfect even skin tone. Probably not a lot of us. And if you do, you go you. You embrace that. You have, God gave you that for a reason. All right. But I was raised back in the day of let's lay on your roof in baby oil and bake till you're really hot and burnt. Okay, so that was me. So if that's you, give me a heart that you have a lot of sun damage. I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see my sun damage. All right, I actually did some content and showed an example of how I tone this area. You know, I'm not into covering each and every one of these dots. I'm not going to do it. That would take entirely too much time. Again, it's just part of who I am. What my goal is always, each and every day when I look in the mirror, is to say, what do you need today? What's the look that you're going for today? 99% of the time, it's always natural, okay? Unless we have like a glam look going on. All right, but I want something simple. And I also want something that's not going to take very long. I love to know where you're watching from. I see some of you saying, "Ciao, where are you from?" I have an idea, but you never know these days. So what I'm going to do is I want to show you how to tone the skin. So your takeaways right now are, number one, hydrate. I do this right before makeup. I think I saw somebody. So you're going to do your skincare. You can moisturize if you want. I'm going to do this right before makeup. And now I'm going to tone my skin. Now, having a bronzer is really helpful. And I mean a cream bronzer. So cream products are always going to be choice number one for me at this age, because I have a lot of movement, right? I have a lot of wrinkles, and with creams, they're forgiving. They look youthful. They don't dry down. They're not going to crack. And when used right, they're not going to crease, okay? So if you've prepped your skin well, you have a good skincare routine, you're going to see that creams give you just this youthful glow, and they blend beautifully. They look like your skin, okay? I've always been conscientious of what my makeup looks like up close to people, okay? Far away, hey, how are you? You know, makeup can look absolutely stunning and beautiful. But what's more important to me than far away is up close makeup. When I'm talking to people, when I'm connecting with people, when I'm looking at them and I'm smiling, and they're concentrating on my words, not, "Oh my gosh, her eyebrows are square. Oh my gosh, she looks plastic. Oh my gosh, she looks like her makeup is caked." Okay? So these are the things that are really important to me. And if they're important to you, make sure that you click follow, because if you're requesting any links, Instagram might not let you get the link. So go to my photo, make sure you click follow. And I would love it if you would share any of the videos that you see of mine, because that helps me to be able to reach more people. So let's do this. When I tone, because my age and sunspots are darker, it's the disparity in the color, okay? Make sure you don't type follow, but actually click follow, okay? So go to my photo and it will give you an option to follow me, or somewhere, make sure that you follow me. All right, so the reason that my age and sunspots are obvious is because they're darker than my original skin tone. So when you tone, you are gonna go to the lighter areas to add more bronzer. All right, I'm gonna show you on one half of my face just so that you can just see the difference. So I don't wanna go directly over this area that has most of the darkness. I wanna go in the area that is lighter. And it is not the intent to be orange. I don't want that. It's just to overall even out my skin tone so that the age and sunspots and the sun damage isn't as obvious. It's not going to be in the forefront or it's going to be in the background. Okay, so again, like in this area. And then, once you've toned, then you can go back and put your makeup over it. But you've already evened out your skin, so then you don't have to apply as much product in those trouble areas because you've evened out the area altogether. I hope that makes sense. Like, give me a thumbs up if that makes sense to you, and if I'm explaining it well. All right, so I'm going in and it doesn't take much product. I'm just going in the areas that are lightest. A lot of times, guys, we are using foundation that's way too light. So if you're going to tone your skin first, and then you're going to go use your light color foundation, I'm not sure. Think about that for a minute. Maybe you need to shade up a hair. All right, but you can definitely see so how more even. Now, the age and sunspots are still there, okay? And they're going to be there, and they're probably going to get worse because I'm getting older. All right, so I do have a better skincare routine, but that's the idea, is to tone the lighter areas. All right, so let's just say you have one nagging age spot that's really, really big. What can you do in that particular area? Well, in most cases, when you see age spots, they appear brown, but for the most part, they actually have blue in them. And when you're thinking about color correction, if you use color science, let me see if I can find my little, if you use color science, if you see blue, you go across the color wheel in order to correct it with a color from this color family. Okay, so you could possibly lighten with a color that is more like this. Okay, and if you comment the word live, you're going to get the links for everything kind of that I'm talking about, plus some really. But this color in the orange family, and if it has more purple in it, like in dark under eyes, this family, then it will help to be able to correct that color before you put your foundation. But if you sit there and you keep layering your foundation over that one stinking spot, all you're doing is, well, number one, it could show through gray, so it's never going to be exactly covered. And then also you're giving that area more product, which then could be more likely to crease. So let me go ahead and tone this area over here. And then I'm going to show you a couple more tricks that I have landed that I think are just gold tricks to have in your back pocket when you're thinking about makeup. Again, these are just little tricks that can make a big difference in your makeup routine. All right, so I just evened out my whole skin tone. All right, tip number 2, when it comes to brightening. So, I toned the area, but I also don't want to make my face all one color, because that to me is, I just flattened out my face. And we have a 3-dimensional face. We have cheekbones, okay? We have a jawline. We want to be able to sculpt out certain areas of our face in order to bring out our own natural beauty. And so by contouring or adding dark and light colors where in key spots, it can make all the difference in the world. Okay, so we get into this routine of like, I need my foundation, my one color foundation, and I put it all over my face, and I'm going to layer this product and that product on top of it, and that's really that was me. That truly was me. I forgot to mention that I was in public school education for 25 years, and 2 years ago I retired, and through education, I was an elementary school teacher, so I learned a little bit about a lot of things, but I was never an expert in any one thing. And, that's a good thing, that you can carry on conversations. And I was never, ever that teacher that claimed to know everything. And I still am that person. But a couple things that I have learned along the way about makeup that I think I want to make sure that I convey to you, especially at this stage in life, is that the old way of doing things doesn't have to be the way that you do things now. And I try to give a new way about thinking about makeup. All right, so let's add some dimension by using a darker color. This word contour scares the bejeebies out of a lot of people, but I don't want you to think about it as something that only professionals do. This is something that you can do. You. If you've never contoured in your life, you're going to learn right this minute, and you can do it. All right? If you have to find a bronzer, if you have to go out and buy a contour, if you have to buy a darker blush color, but contours are cooler, typically, okay? I actually like to mix a bronzer and a contour together because I like to warm up my look, but contours are typically cooler, meaning more gray, because the purpose of a contour is to make an area recede, okay, to sculpt an area. It is not, you should not see your contour, meaning it shouldn't be obvious. It should be a slight shadow. All right. Nobody should ever say, hey, your contour looks great. No, they should say, wow, did you have some work done? Because your cheekbones are popping right now. That's the idea. All right. So I'm going to take a brush. I'm going to squeeze this brush. Doesn't matter what brush you have. I'm hoping that these tips that I'm giving will give you something that you can go back and play with and experiment with your makeup stash. I'm going to squeeze the brush. I'm going to dip it into my cream contour. And if you comment live, you're going to get a link to get a free color match from me to build a palette, a cream palette to fit your budget. It doesn't have to be like mine, but I'll give you like your color recommendations and everything. It's totally complimentary. I've been trained to do it, love doing it. And it's so simple. Let me show you where to contour. You're going to contour your cheekbone. And I can lay my finger right here on my cheekbone. I don't want to go underneath of my cheekbone like I could 15 years ago, simply because my face has dropped. So if I put it in this area right here, I'm going to look like Skeletor. This is already starting to hollow. So I'm going to go a little higher right on my cheekbone, both sides. And I'm going to blend this so, you can see it here, but I want you to see it because I want you to see placement. Then I'm going to do my hairline. I'm going to refrain from my temples because my temples are starting to hollow. If I put contour there, I'm going to accentuate the hollowness. If you have more of a round face, go for it, okay? And then we're going to do the jawline. This is great for jowls, great for a double chin. If you have this, contour your jawline, okay? Now, does this mean you're going to have this dark line going here? No, okay? No, you have to blend it, but you don't want to blend it all the way out. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull this down. And you can see that I've created a gentle shadow. I have this little area right here. So if you have a big forehead, high forehead, a 5 head, then you can contour down a little bit further. Guess what that's going to do? That's going to close that up. If you have a small forehead, you don't have to contour at all on your forehead, because that's the thing, is that you are trying to sculpt and frame this area. All right, now I'm just going to flick up. Comment the word live for all of the things we're talking about, and maybe plus some. When I go live, something you guys can know about me, when I go live, I have a plan, okay? But I also feed off of you. And I also just kind of roll, because that's what I do. I just roll. Saint Makeup currently is coming to the UK this month. So y'all can get color matched and be ready to go. Now, what am I going to do in this area right here? I'm going to blend it down this way. Thank you so, so much. Okay, and I'll show you how to contour your nose. It's really simple. You have a shadow that goes down here and here. If you feel like if you're If you want to make your nose thinner, then you're going to look thinner. It's not going to be thinner. Okay, and don't let anybody tell you that you want to find makeup that takes away your wrinkles. That doesn't exist. Okay, so that's the thing. Those are the things that I teach. Here is a way to distract from all of the wrinkles and the texture, and to give your face looking like your best self at whatever age you are. That's what I do here. All right, so this contouring looks a little dark. And you can see, thank you so much, you can see that I left a really thin line right down through the middle. That's where we're going to go on to our next step. So let's review really quickly all the things that we've done so far for anybody who's popped up on, and because I see people popping on, and like a lot of new people popping on. So what we've done so far is we hydrated. It's important because otherwise your makeup is going to grab onto your wrinkles. What you want to do is hydrate so that your makeup glides over those crepey areas. Number 2, we toned the skin. I went into the lighter areas because I did not want to try and cover all of my age and sunspots. I went to the lighter areas and I toned it with a cream bronzer. I don't have any foundation on. None, zero, zilcho. I'm kind of working backwards, right? So now I went ahead and contoured my cheekbones, my hairline, and my jawline, and my nose in order to sculpt, to be able to highlight those features, those God-given features, okay? Now we're gonna brighten, okay? So when you think of darkness, recedes an area, makes it sit back. Light brings it forward. Okay, so putting a lighter concealer, I always hate to even use the word conceal anymore because this is another, this is just another mind shift for me. Concealer is trying to hide something, but the way that I use concealer is actually to brighten it. All right, now I'm going to take a brighter, this is my brighter foundation color. Okay, we're just going to call it brighter foundation color. It's 1 or 2 shades lighter than my skin color, than my foundation color. Okay, it's not really light. It's just a little lighter. But you're going to see the difference that it makes when I put it in these 3 key areas. So I'm going to put it right here, in this area. And and because again, it's cream, it's just kind of melting in, just melting. And my finger's warm and this is warm. So go find yourself some cream products. So you can just see it's a subtle difference, but it is a difference. That area I'm bringing forward. If I would take it and put it all the way under here, I have a lot going on there, guys. Like I have a lot of wrinkles and texture, and that's gonna make it more noticeable. The one thing I forgot to do before I brightened was color correct. All right, so I'm gonna do it to this eye, and then I'll color correct a little bit in this eye. So this color corrector, I talked about this earlier. If you're seeing darkness, which is primarily blue or purple, these 2 colors in some form or another. You know, if you have dark skin, you're going to want this in a darker color, maybe almost like a burnt rust. All right. And then a yellow. Those are 2 really handy colors to be able to have. If you comment the word live, you're going to get the links to this. The companies that I work with, please know first and foremost, I purchased all of them first with my own money. And then when I love them, or they'll say, can I send it to you? And I've tried them for months before I think that they're worthy to share with you, okay? But I also ask for a code. Like, if y'all want me to talk about this, even though I love it, please give me a code to save my followers some money if they're gonna do it. So you'll get the codes too. Let me zoom in so you guys can see what I'm talking about. All right, so since I started this Korean skincare, I don't have the darkness that I did before. no lie. I had a whole lot of hyperpigmentation. It lightened tremendously. I had darkness underneath my eyes. It's almost gone. I don't need to color correct a lot, but this area right here, you can see this big vein. I'm just going to take my color corrector, because if I just take my light concealer there, all that's going to do, and I have a spot right here. That spot's always there. All it's going to do is just look gray. And then what is our tendency? Then we over apply product there, and then it creases, and then we're like, my concealer creases. It's just too much product. It's that simple. So color correct first, because it gets to the root of the problem, and then you require less makeup over top. So this is a true color corrector. All right. And now I just kind of let it sit and get tacky. Tacky, tacky, tack, tack, tack. Another reason why it's important to hydrate. And then I'm just going to take my finger and tap it in. Tap it, tap. I want you guys to look. Look. That's what color correcting does. Okay? That's what it does. Yeah, the Korean skincare, and if you just comment live, you'll get the link to that. I even have a skincare quiz, y'all. You can fill out, and it will help walk you through and help me help you to know what your skin's like. Okay? I was introduced to the Korean skincare back in April. Wasn't looking for new skincare at all. I had a routine that I kind of thought I really liked and was working. What I didn't realize that my skin had plateaued, and I didn't think it could get better. And then I was introduced to Korean skincare by some people that I saw their skin, and I'm like, what's up? And then they told me about it, and I was actually in Cancun at the time. And before I left Cancun, I ordered it so that I could try it when I got home, and quit all my other skincare because I didn't want to mix and match. I wanted to be able to give a true testimony, like, is this working? As this ritual stands, because Koreans do believe in rituals. Like, if you're a person who likes a couple of steps, I get it. That was me. But if you're still willing to take 7 minutes before you go to bed in order to make a huge difference in your skin, it doesn't matter how many products. I highly, highly recommend you just calm down and tell yourself, you know what? I gotta live in this skin for the rest of my life. Regardless of where makeup fits into my life, I gotta live in my skin for the rest of my life. I can take 7 minutes to do it, because truly that's all it takes me. 7 minutes in the evening. And I do a little bit at night and a little bit in the morning. It's something that I won't go without now. Do you guys see what color correcting did? All right, so now we can brighten that side. Again, I like to refer to this area right here as the sweet spot. You know, back in the day, you would see concealer in raccoon eyes. You would see concealer in a V. No, if you have a lot going on under your eyes, the purpose of concealer is to hide. And that area that has all the business underneath of your eyes, if you put a light concealer there, you're not hiding anything. All right, and then this guy right here, this light stripe look at that. So now, and I'm going to blend that out, but look what happened. Need I remind you, I don't have foundation on. I don't have foundation on. The things that I teach are not, are all about giving you what you need, okay? As we get older, we need to add dimension, we need to add hydration, and now we're moving into, we need to add color, okay? So let's do that. I'm gonna add a little bit of color to my cheeks since I have this sweater on that has some pink flowers on it. I'm going to add a little bit of a light pink to my cheeks. Dun, da, da. Dun, da, da. This is a product. These are cream products by a company called Saint. All right. And if you comment the word live, you'll get the link. This color is called Pinky Promise. Look how bright pink it looks. But with cream products, like, they're just so forgiving on the skin. They look really pigmented in the tin, but on the skin, you have control over the darkness. If you want it really bold, then you layer it. You go in bold. But if you want just a hint, that's what you get. You are the artist, okay? Don't let makeup own you. You own the makeup. You own the look. Take power over what your ultimate goal is, and I work with people all the time. Like, if you reach out and you say, Kim, my skin tone is so uneven, what would you recommend? My answer is probably going to be, you probably need to tone it. Just what we did earlier, okay? Kim, I have so much redness on my skin. What should I do? My question would be, well, do you want a skincare answer or do you want a makeup answer? If you want a skincare answer, then we need to find you some good skincare that's going to cut back on the redness, something that's going to help with the inflammation. If you want a makeup answer, I'm probably going to say you need to find a product that has some green in it, because green, where's my little, because if you have red in the skin, go opposite the color wheel, you need to find something with yellows and greens to be able to counter the red. All right. Saint is coming to the UK. Okay. And then hopefully after that, it will expand beyond the UK. Now let's just go ahead and add a little bit of color to my lips. I'll go ahead and use Pinky Promise. And I'm just going to tap a little bit of that bright, bright pink. Look how bright that is, but look how pretty it is on the lips. All right. And I have to share this. I was experimenting yesterday. So if you guys have followed me for a while, you'll know, and I'm getting ready to post a reel tonight because I did do a tutorial on this. I found this product. It has been with me for a couple of months, but I get a lot of product from companies that want me to try it. And I physically, there is no way that I could try everything right away. All right. But what I have shared in the past is using a flesh tone liner in order to, hey, Molly, in order to draw attention away from nasolabial folds, lip lines. Okay. These guys, I've never smoked, but I was a teacher. I whistled a lot, drank through a straw all my life. Oh my God, bless you. How do you keep your forehead wrinkle free? Really? Maybe that's the gua sha. Maybe that's the good skincare, and it's plumping, it's hydrated, so it looks less wrinkly. Bless you for saying that. All right. So anyway, Thrive Cosmetics, Cause Cosmetics. I love everything they stand for. It's a woman-owned company, and they sent me some things to try, and I did work with them for a short period of time on another project. But this has been sitting beside me, and I happened to pull it out yesterday, and I'm like, what? This is it is a matte off-white eye brightener, okay? We can use it to brighten the eye right here, maybe just a little bit here in the inner corner. All right, true. But Kim is all about multi-purpose products, all right? So I'm going to use it in my nasolabial folds, okay? So back to everything that we've learned, right? If you want an area to come forward, you have to lighten it. Well, the reason that these areas right here are so accentuated is because it's a deep wrinkle, okay? It's a deep fold, right? And think about things that do that for us, okay? Our phone, resting your hand here. Your pillow, are you a side sleeper? I'm a side sleeper. Maybe make your switch to a satin pillowcase if you don't already have that. I wish I were a back sleeper, but I can only do that for a certain period of time, and then I move to my side. So gua sha will help to be able to move that inflammation. But the fact of the matter is some of us have them and they are pronounced. All right. I want to place this. I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see. All right. I'm going to place this very thin line. Okay. Now, I'm not going to leave that there, but I got on Amazon and I just got a silk pillowcase. I think Saint sent me one. I think also the company Kitsch, Kitsch, I think that's how you say it. I bought one from them as well. All right, but a silk pillowcase, just, yeah, try it. Guys, look. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap it out because nobody wants a white stripe. But just by applying that little bit of light to that area, it will help to be able to bring that area forward. All right, and then we'll do that up here. Now on this side, oddly enough, which I do sleep on this side a lot, this is the area that's most pronounced. So I'm just going to put it there. Thank you guys for joining me. I always want in my lives for y'all to leave with something, okay? There's not going to be a bunch of meaningless chatter in my lives because I know y'all don't have time for that. All right. And, you know, I've seen even people put it in their, what are these? These are nasolabial folds, your marionette lines. Depending on how deep they are, you can do that too. All right. Just that little trick. And then, hold on, I put my Vietnam balm all over my lips. So now I would do this first, but can do it here. Got Milk. You know that Got Milk commercial? And then tap it out. And this will help to distract from lip lines. Y'all, you'll get the link to this. And I hope, Thrive, that y'all that are watching from across the pond, that you guys can get this too, because it's called Blythe. And it is matte. And it blends really easy. I was using, it's actually a white eyeliner. Okay, actually a white eyeliner. I was using this, but this blends so much better. I make 0 cents from this. I just am sharing something that I've had for a while. I feel really guilty that I didn't share it before, but here it is. It's all that matters right now. All right, guys. That's all I'm going to share today. I'd like to tell you that I'm going to go back down and watch some football, but that's probably not going to happen. Probably going to start putting my newsletter together for November. So if you want to get on my newsletter list, make sure that you let me know. Comment newsletter. I'll send you the link to get signed up to get my newsletter because I put all kinds of things in there. The little tips, things I'm reading, maybe some things that I found on Amazon that I like. You guys have been awesome. I love for you to click follow if you don't currently follow me so you continue to see my stuff. Yeah, I'm not all about shimmer, okay? I would never use a shimmer here, all right? The matte is creamy, trust me. All right, thanks. Oh my gosh, guys, yeah, get on my newsletter list. Let's do it. You guys have been awesome. My name is Kim. I am your over 50 makeup teacher. I love it if you would share this live so that other people can see me and benefit from some of these over 50 tips. Y'all are awesome. Have a great one.